Megavannen everyone, and well met indeed. I am live in Dil-Uigalen, bringing you some more Dale, Divide and Conquer. Now, I believe we are at an end turn, so I shall start by clicking end turn. And then, firstly, let me hugely apologize for the poor and actually missing audio in the last 3 Dale campaign videos. That was completely my fault for not realizing that Nvidia had push-to-talk enabled, or something along those lines. There was some kind of a microphone mistake there, so nothing of my voice got recorded. I did, however, talk quite a lot during those times, and now I'm a little bit confused as to what I have said and haven't said, just to not repeat myself too much when I tell you interesting, I hope, tidbits of different things. Nevertheless, we shall see what is going on. So, I believe we are finally making some money. Yes, indeed. We are making like 500 a turn, but that's better than when we started, when we were losing money. Which is good. And I believe that my battle plan was to go and try and take Rhûn and this, what was it called? Vintirion Eor. And after apologies. And after taking that, I think that Rhûn will have quite a problematic time to try and enter our lands, except through Rhûn and this small gap here, severely limiting their ability to assault us, which I think is quite important. Bersagach is still ours for some reason, I don't know how. Yes, so I believe that the army we have over here in Skarn is actually getting ready to assault. It is quite ragtag, as you can see. I'm going to scout around a little bit, see if I can find something. Actually quite badly defended. Nevertheless, I am going to go here on next turn and see if there's any enemies over here, and if not, I will set out with my army and go for Rhûn. Go to one next end turn. Oh, I need to move diplomat. Yes, I did also also touching on the missing audio Dale video. I decided to pop them up because it was, after all, 3 videos recorded back to back. I did not check them in between, which maybe I should have done, I don't know. Maybe that would have been smart. Nevertheless, it was, after all, like a few hours spent recording, and I didn't want to just waste them, i.e. not put them up after all the work I had done, even if they were quiet. So I decided to put them up, even though they were quiet, hoping that you would enjoy at least seeing some tactical decisions and being able to follow along with the process, so as not to doing a jarring jump when I jumped to this point, for instance, which I believe would have been not as nice to find out. Again, I hugely apologize for apologies for the missing audio, but that should be fixed now. Of course, if you can't hear this, then it obviously isn't fixed, but nevertheless. I think we shall get this Captain Ulfang to leave. Let's assault him again. Oh, that should be quite simple if we have archers. I believe we can even tempt him into attacking us. So let's kick it off with some Battle for Dale. Save the game. There we are, and go right into it. But yes, there should be no more audio problems. Also, I have I received a comment with in regards to bad video quality, which I believe I have fixed. I put Nvidia's setting up to maximum, so hopefully it is recording at as high a resolution and so on and so forth as is possible. Also, I have attempted to make the audio as good as possible, and I hope that I have succeeded. If I have not, I am certain that someone at some point maybe will let me know. Nevertheless, we shall go with all of the spearmen in the front, as such. Yeah, that's fine. And javelin throwers in the back. These two are javelins, which I realized I remember in the last episode or something like that they are actually really strong. And oh, they are rangers, and they did have some cavalry, so let's make use of these stakes. Let's pop them here. Yeah, that's brilliant, that is. And some ranged generals. I'm going to move them here. What else do I have? Zoom in a little bit. More archers. These archers can go here. I'm going to reorganize them as soon as I unpause, but however I now just want to get them in some kind of battle formation. These all shall go into battle formation as such. You go there and you go here. Dale cavalry or Dalian yeomen go there. Then start the battle. And you and you go into formation. Please run. Thank you. Of course they are going to run away. Let's see if we can't force them to turn around. This might be the stupidest choice, because archers will probably be a wiser choice to send in. On the other hand, their cavalry is right over here, so I hope I will be able to lure them in. I actually might move up some archers anyways, just in case. Try to trick them into attacking me, because I do much prefer to be under defense if I can at all arrange it in such a way. Charging uphill is not good, but if I can force them to turn around and chase me, then it will be worth it. There's the cavalry. Now we're charging into the back of the clan warriors. Should cause some right commotion right there. Well, they stopped, but they aren't really fighting, are they? Oh, now they turned. Let's run. Run. And you can actually get auto fire on. Run. Oh, they are chasing me. Brilliant. In that case, I'm going to pause really quick. And I am going to move back to the safety here, because there's no point in risking my brilliant archers if I can avoid it, and it appears as if they are following. So let's go for that and run, everyone. Yeah, they are indeed chasing me. Brilliant. We tricked them into attacking us, and that will be hugely bad for them and rather good for us, as defending is always better and easier, as anyone will tell you with a bit of military strategy under their belt. If you are defending, you can almost always defend up to twice as much as you have defending. Put it in retrospect, if you have perspective rather, if you have a group of 3 people, they should be capable of protecting against 3 groups of 3 people. And those 3 groups of 3 people should then in turn be able to protect against 3 groups with 3 people in each, and so on and so forth, and going up in a 3-person stratagem system. And it is quite interesting, and it is purely down to the fact that being on the defensive is much easier. Being able to set up defenses, hold choke points much more easily, and so on and so forth. All sorts of things. Oh, actually, fire them if you will. And you can fire at the clan guard there. These aren't really a threat, I don't think. I have lost a few men to them. And soon these will be able to throw javelins, and that should really wreck these runic clan warriors. Aye, yes indeed. Oh, just look at that. All the arrows flying, haha. Killing them in where they stand. And now we get javelins. Let's see what a volley of javelins can do. Just such a torrent of arrows, it's incredible to watch. I really do love me a good archer civilization, or not civilization, but faction. Because archers are amazing, and javelin throwers are also quite quite good, as can be seen here. Let's actually turn skirmish mode of them. You can throw one more, actually throw at them. These aren't a threat anymore, so let's kill and slaughter these. Actually, you two fire at them. That was a mistake on my part. I should have changed focus to them much more early, but I was too focused on watching them rain arrow fire. Oh, that's an arc shot. That's not good. Okay, come on, throw javelins. There we go. Straight from the side. Right into our barding herd. I believe these are the strongest we have currently, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe so, with a defense of 24. And these being not that good, and mine being better, we should be able to wreck these clan guards, and indeed they are already routing. Let's stay there. Now, where did I put my cavalry? There's the... Oh, there they are inside of there. Okay, let's run aside and chase the clan guard. Actually, let's just do that. As such, run at them. And now everyone focus fire on the cavalry archers. Thank you very much. I don't think I got everyone, but nevertheless it should be fine. I shouldn't lose too many cavalrymen. Well, say that and lose 2 immediately. Well, nevertheless. I will chase down those people, get out of these torrent of arrows. That was a stupid tactical decision. But as I say, an archer civilization is rather quite fancy, because then you can just put a solid line of archers in some kind of defensive formation and rain havoc upon your enemies. Of course, that means that I do love playing the elves. I've played the Thranduil campaign most of any other campaign, and they are my favorite factions, mostly because I love Legolas, and I think he's cool, and he is of the Woodland Realms, and therefore the Woodland Realms must also be cool, right? That seems logical. And therefore I find that they are really, really fun. Really, really good fun to play. Now, I don't believe I have killed the captain yet, which is why those horse archers are still fighting, so let's try and kill him. He should be there. So on. But yes. Indeed. Oh, there we go, we won. I believe I will continue, so let's try to kill and capture as many as possible. I'm going to try and capture the general, or captain rather, to really decimate this force. 4 cavalrymen aren't going to do too terribly much against one person. Actually, let's speed it up. I'm actually really, really bad at speeding up times, because I always forget to do it. And then I end up sitting there. I also really, really like seeing the fire animation, or archer animation, and so on. Nevertheless, we have won, and I'm not going to catch the cavalry, so let's exit the battle. Clear victory, 52 people lost, and and indeed the Dalian Rivermen, I believe these are the ones? Are they? I'm actually not sure. Wait, hang on. Casualties inflicted, healed 3 of them, okay. And who killed the most? And I believe that would go to the Dalian Rivermen. I believe that's the Javelin men, potentially. Simply because of this high fact. It could be one of these, though I don't really think they are. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and exit out of that. Indeed. Already a host of elves on the way. Ooh, yes. This is from The Hobbit, as is stated there. I actually just reread The Hobbit. Brilliant book. Really easy to read. I read it in like 3 days or something like that. It's brilliant, and it's also really, really fun to go and reread Tolkien's books and learn more, and find out more details which you may have previously missed. I, for one, feel that every time I reread his books, I learn more and more about the lore, and I always find that I have missed some type of crucial information. Well, not crucial information, but some type of detail which I think is rather interesting and worth knowing about, and therefore I always find it worth the time to take time and reread his books, because even if you have read them before, you are almost certainly going to learn something new again. Let's see how much money we lose. Actually, we don't. So you are going to be promoted to, guess what? Watchtower Placement General. That sounds much more fancy than it actually is. I hope it doesn't find out. Nevertheless, let's end the turn. But yes, as I say, now that I reread The Hobbit as well, I also realized that there were a lot of details from the book that I had forgotten about. Well, it's not that big a deal, is it? Because you get the major plot points and so on. But it's still nice to reread it and get a refresher of all the small detailed things that the Hobbit movies, well, let's just not talk about the Hobbit movies, right? They clearly don't have anything to do with Tolkien's world, for one thing, is what I usually say, because I feel like they don't. Terrible. But let's not dwell on that too long. Oh, I'm losing money again? Why did I lose money? What? What caused me to lose money? I'm gaining money. Am I not? That's weird. Alright. Interesting. Let's move it up. I am gaining money. I don't know why I lost money at that. No, well, anyway. But yeah. Some may call it obsessive, to reread a book you have already read. Or yes, my lord. Obsessive might not be exactly the right word, but rereading, I guess you could make an argument why reread something when you could read something entirely new. And in a way I sort of agree. You could read more different books and learn different things, for example, from the Tolkien universe. But on the other hand, I find that most people which I know of in the Tolkien community and so on, or have reread the books quite a few times, simply because I just feel that they are amazingly written, and just the English in them is really, really quite extraordinary and really fun. Oh, they paid for retraining. I see where the money went now. But yeah, I have personally, I believe, read the Lord of the Rings trilogy at the very least 6 times, I want to say. Yes, my lord. I think at the very least 6 times. And I have always found that there's some detail which I have overlooked. I can't cross there. What? That's unfortunate. Let's go this way then. But yeah, I thoroughly recommend reading his books if you are at all interested. But on the other hand, if you're watching this video, you probably are at the very least slightly interested in Tolkien's lore, because it is that fascinating. Of course, he also has his own languages, which I am aiming to learn at one point or another. I've already got a good number of books that touch upon the subject of Elvish, and it's just to find rather the time and take the time to go ahead and actually learn it. Oh, hello. Lots of cavalry, but that should be alright. Let's actually engage them. Interesting. This is going to be an interesting one. Save the game, and Battle Dale, and yes, go and fight. But yeah. Then again, there's an argument. Why would you learn a non-language, right? Well, it's fun. And again, as I have found, people in the Tolkien community are rather obsessed with anything that he has written, and therefore will do almost anything to find out as much information as possible from the books that are given out, have been given out maybe. I think in this battle map I'm going to go and rush straight up here, meaning that we won't get any use of our what are they called? Stakes. The stakes, that's what they're called. So I am just going to take everyone, go here, you come out of that, and you come out of that, and then just run. I'm going to pause quickly. Yep, they are indeed in the forest line. So I am going to run up and hope that I get there first. You are my spearman. Indeed you are. So you run the first front line. Actually, let's take the javelin man. You go and be straight behind. Don't run away. And then we go with these guys, who are excellent archers, and go right behind with the generals safely tucked in behind them. They do have cavalry, and this AI is rather fond of flanking, which is why I am going to pop one of these fort axemen on this side and the other fort axemen on the other side, in a hope to discourage their flanking maneuvers. This cavalry wasn't too much with just 7. Oh, I did have some more archers. I don't know. Let's just move them up here. They can probably do something. Oops, I did just have one selected. That's my fault. There we go. Just run up there, don't run away then, and that should be it. And everybody run and pause away. Speed it up. Watch them run up, and indeed they are setting up right there. But since I am archery heavy, I should be able to lure them in quite nicely by firing at them. Oh, I did not go quite up enough. Let's actually lock this formation, so I can move the whole thing and move it. Let's move it here. I believe, yeah, there we go. Run there. And they are reforming their lines, and I am reforming all of my army. There we are. That should be fine. And they should hopefully be close enough. They are not quite close enough. Bugger. Well, actually, let's get rid of that locked thing. Where do I do that? There we go. I am going to send these archers forward. Arrow for the archers, or whatever. Dahlia Longbowmen, indeed. You are called upon, and you are needed to force the enemy to assault us. Again, because defending is always better. Ha! So let's move forward, and when they are in range I will fire, and hopefully they will start running at us, and that will cause them to start dying to arrow fire. That's the plan anyway. Might actually work. Fire, yeah. You fired them, and you fired those clan warriors. Oh, they're different ones. Which are better? Well, those have a shield, meaning they are less susceptible to arrow fire, meaning there's a case to fire at them more. On the other hand, these have a higher charge bonus. I actually believe that these are better to fire in any circumstance because they are stronger. So let's fire at those. There we go. Also, they have lower armor and no shield, meaning they fall to arrow fire much, much easier. As I have learned from watching someone else play who actually knows a lot more about the game mechanics, let's speed it up and hope that they won't just... Oh, indeed, they are not just sitting there taking it, which is good. For us, that is. They don't realize that they shouldn't attack. Oh, let's go down to 1. And now you run away. Oh, hello. That's not the run button, that's the run button. Oh, they are coming in. Missile cavalry again. Let's hope that we can... Oh, and we can cast javelins upon them. This should be a slaughter. If my archers would fire at the clan warriors. I don't care about the missile cavalry. I don't think they are too strong. And they need missile attack of... apologies. Missile attack of 3. That shouldn't be too terribly strong. Oh, and I've forgotten to turn off the steam overlay. That's my fault. Apologies. I hope no one is going to come and try and send me a message. I won't go and try and turn it off because something weird might happen. Oh, here we go. They are assaulting us, trying to charge us. Go into shield wall actually, because that apparently negates the charge, I have heard. Now we are taking a lot of arrow fire from them, but let's go with leadership. And I believe our archers are superior, meaning that we should come out on top in this engagement, even if we are going to take a bit of arrow fire. But on the other hand, this army is rather large, and I believe the only one currently in this region, so if we can fell it without too terribly much losses, we should be more than capable of then marching in and stomping the rest of the Rhûn armies. Let's attack actually the clan, no wait, those, because of them. The clan warriors. These are engaged here, with victory being distinct possibility. I don't like that at all. Let's actually run around here and start firing. Oh. Yeah, firing, or rather running. Yes! Well, that was very stupid of that general. Because now I believe that their arm is going to start routing rather quickly. Oh, indeed, the horse guard have broken. And we can now give these 4th Axemen a support role instead. Oh my god. Ooh, that's gonna go bad for them. Spearmen, run in and aid them. You run back there, I don't want you too close to the fray. And you still have javelins, actually throw javelins there. You don't pursue. We do have cavalry. Sort of. So you pursue. Do what you can. And you actually charge straight through. So we get a good on engagement. There we are. That should turn the balance to our favor. Hopefully. These are still being a problem. But I believe that the rest of their army has been broken. Nope. Actually, no, they haven't. That's unfortunate. Ah, my archers.
If we continue like this, we will
send in the spearmen. I think they are spearmen. Okay, but we have something to send against them at least. Hehe. This should be alright. Oh, nice Dalian horse. No, I lost my horsemen. That's my own fault for not paying enough attention. Alright. Well, you can fire at those horse guard. Oh, here they come. You charge in front. Reform the lines, reform the lines. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Reform the lines. Oops. That's not what I want. I wanted you to fire at them. I can't catch them though, because I don't have any cavalry, so there's no point in running against them. Because I would just tire out my own army. Let's just reform the lines here and hope that everything goes according to plan from now on. Lost 24% against their 90. I think that's worth it. I deem it to be worth it, because again, I can't maybe train troops at the moment, but if I lose a few men, our upkeep is going to go down. Meaning we get more money to train more troops, and the Rhûnian army is broken with this army, or Rhûnian force rather, is broken. And then it should be much easier to take their castle and settlements, because they don't have a huge force. A huge force defending them. Let's just speed it up, because it is just archer fire. Let's watch a bit more archer fire, because we might kill a few more. And I believe that this battle will mark the end of this episode. Oh, that is splendid victory. A little bit more than we wanted, but on the other hand we healed, as you can see here, a rough 5% of our army, which is not bad. And we still have a lot of soldiers remaining, and most of them are quite full. And let's see what happened, who won. And we got back 1 cavalryman. That's a cavalryman. Yeah, that's a cavalry. And the winner is the Dalian longbowmen. These guys, that's interesting. That is actually really quite interesting. Either that means that Rhûn is strong against archer fire, and it takes a lot more to fell them than I initially thought, which would be unfortunate. And then again, it might just have been because they run up and got to fire at the enemy first, and therefore killing a lot more in that way. I don't want that money. Yeah. That's a dead runic army there. Brilliant, and now we can move upon Rhubar and besiege it. Just 4 turns, and after that has been after Rhubar has fallen, I shall defend it, and I believe I can send someone to try and capture that settlement there. And if I manage that, then I think we have severely crippled Rhûn's ability to assault us and to expand this way. They can still, of course, attempt to expand in against Dovinian territory, but Dovinian seems to be able to hold them back here, and also it's good that they are fighting Dovinian as well, because I believe that they are sending more forces there
My lord.
than against me, which is
I
of course
cannot
beneficial
do
to
that
me, because I don't have to
without
fend off
question.
as many runic armies. So that's always nice and good. Let's see if I can't build anything. I can Leatherthan. Where shall we build it? Let's build it in Eskarat, why not? It's rather interesting. Here we see the river running, coming down from Erebo. On the other hand, I believe, if we believe the Hobbit, which we should do, that the river would have been further south before it was originally destroyed by the dragon. Also, if I can't remember correctly, I might be wrong about this, but I believed that the Dalian city was on the other side of River Running. That might just have been me passing incorrectly the language used. Nevertheless, that's that. Let's keep moving him up and putting up watchtowers so we get a nice, good look on our settlement. I'm actually going to move that way.
With honor.
But yeah, I don't think there's much more to do. We are besieging Rhubar and will hopefully take it in a few turns. Oh, that's Easterling force there, moving on Bersagach, but on the other hand it has absolutely nothing. There's barely any point to taking it. He could take it, but I don't really care. I will rather make my stand here should he choose to come that way. And with these javelin men and a city wall, I think I should be able to put up quite a valiant defense against them. But I think that is that for this episode. So thank you very, very much for watching, if indeed you have. I strongly apologize for the lack of audio in the last 3 videos, but that should be from now on fixed, and I will be much more diligent in making sure that it is. So, farewell everyone, and thank you for watching.